Hey folks, Joe here. Checking in with a mindset for you. I had somebody reach out to me on Instagram that are a younger person in their low 20s and kind of struggling a little bit, feeling like they're spinning their wheels a little bit on their investing journey, and just wanted to share some wisdom with them as well as maybe something that'll help you out. If you're a little bit older in investing, you got a little bit of experience, you can probably relate to this, and we'll see if you do. And if you're early on or if you haven't started yet, this is some wisdom here that'll hopefully help you out. So just sharing what's worked for me. So something that's worked for me is delayed gratification. Now, when I was like 22, 23 years old, I bought my first new car. Idiot. And as soon as I drove off the lot, I lost thousands of dollars. And I was actually fairly smart with the new vehicle I bought, but to skip that whole story, I still lost thousands of dollars. And let's say my net worth was like 15 grand at like 22, 23 years old. I lost thousands of dollars, a large measurable percentage of my net worth. That's a no-no. You don't do that. A lot of people do, but they're not smart in that moment, in that decision. What I should have done is taken the 6 grand I put in on that car, kept driving the one that I had that was like 150,000 miles and working just fine. I just wanted something newer without any rust and, paid for it. I should have taken that 6 grand and I should have put it into a duplex that was worth like 130,000 that I got for 6 grand down on a FHA loan, which is just like an entry level loan, 3.5% down and 3.5 to 5% depending on your credit score, and rented out one side, lived in the other, and that rent, which probably would have kicked off $700-800, maybe 900, would have paid for taxes, my mortgage, and maybe even a little bit of my utilities. And I could have been living mostly for free and taken that 700 or so I was spending in rent and utilities and all that and piled that into stocks and more real estate and stuff like that. Now, thankfully, I found the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, courtesy of my brother Kevin, when I was 26, almost 27 years old. I read that and everything kind of changed. I went from saving just a little bit of money to saving a whole lot of money and piling that into stocks and real estate. And thankfully, my net worth has exploded ever since. And I just hope that you can have an appreciation for that sacrificial period too. Dave Ramsey did the largest study ever on millionaires, over 10,000 of them. And almost 90% of millionaires were self-made and didn't get an inheritance from their parents that would affect their net worth or wouldn't affect them noticeably. And I'll cue that study below so that way you can see it in the description. And most of us are going through that sacrificial period, which I'm going through right now. And if you're watching this video, you're trying to learn, you're open to new concepts and mindsets, and you're doing the right thing. And it's going to pay off. And sometimes it sucks a little bit, and believe me, it feels like a grind. And I wish that I was on the end of that financial independence journey and I was on the end of it. And I could do what I wanted and collect my 4% and chill out. But it'll taste that much better when I get there. And if you're very early on or you haven't started yet, you would be amazed at how far you can get in 5 to 7 years of just putting your head down and just going for it. Saving, and piling it into investments and just watching them grow. And it's a beautiful thing. And then a common objection I get from a lot of people, and I talked about this in circles before, friends bring it up or whatever, is like, I don't want to just miss out on life just to be able to save more money. Well, again, you'd be amazed what you can do in 5 to 7 years. But I'm not saying you can never go on vacation, you can never go out on the weekends, you can never go out to eat. Just don't be a dummy about it. Save 20 to 50% of your income and pile it into stuff. And if you need help on how to do that, DM me over on Instagram. I will literally help walk you through it. I got a small enough community right now. I'll just pick up the phone, give you a Zoom call. We can walk through your stuff and we'll have you clicking on all cylinders in a hurry. Right? Like me and many other people are on this financial independence journey. We're on this train. And I got my hand sticking off the end. We got a whole bunch of people down here that are buying new cars and buying too much house and all this. And I'm like, hey, come on, take my hand, come on with me. I'm not getting off this train, but you can join me if you want. Delayed gratification. Go through that sacrificial period. It'll feel so much better on the end. Right? Do things now that you don't want to do, so that way for the whole rest of your life, meaning the next like 60, 70 years, you can do whatever the heck you want every day when you wake up. I'll trade the next 5 for the next 70. Will you? It's a good question to ask yourself every morning. Thank you for your time. Delay their gratification and have a good night.